Sup, Nerdmigos, and the Jive Talking Nerd John Norgrove. We've got Wife here, and we're back at it again for another review drive, but it's like a little bit different or whatever the heck. Today, we will be talking about the pay-per-view for All Elite Wrestling that just came out. So, AEW's All In pay-per-view in London, England.
Yeah, at Wembley Stadium.
At Wembley Stadium, which was, for us, here in the West Coast, the pre-game show started at like 9 a.m. So
it was like Wakin' Wrestling.
Yeah, it was like immediately get up and get everything situated to be able to watch this pay-per-view. But it was a pretty good pay-per-view. So before we get into it, and we're gonna go. You took like a bunch of notes or something?
I took some notes. Yes.
Okay, cool. So before we get into all the details about that kind of stuff, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel if you want to hear more of our thoughts on things. You can check out our Trek Jive, our Star Trek reviews, which come out every week with the newest episodes of Star Trek. So there's a little bit of a break right now because the next series of Star Trek hasn't come out yet. As well as check out our witchy podcast, the Horn and Cauldron podcast, which can be found here on this channel and on all the podcast networks that you listen to. So with all of that stuff having been said, let's do some wrestling.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
The easiest like wrestling
everybody knows
thing.
that.
Everybody knows
right?
that. So, to start off,
this one, yeah.
Oh, I didn't see what you did.
Invisible. Don't worry about it.
I didn't see it.
Yeah.
What did he do? So
that's for you guys out there, but you didn't see it, so don't worry.
So they actually tied a record for this show, this in-person thing. 81,035 fans were at Wembley Stadium. That's a new worldwide record for a pro wrestling event.
Nice.
I don't know what the previous record was, but like that's a lot of people.
It was. First of all, Wembley Stadium is like a huge stadium,
huge,
and it was like super filled up. Like when you were seeing the like away shots, the like far shots or whatever.
Yeah.
Whenever you see like a live event like that, and then you see how tiny the ring is inside of such a big ring, and they had it all set up. So they had it like the tiny little ring in the middle, and then the ring had like stanchions, and then surrounding all four walls of the ring, like coming up from the posts, surrounding all four walls of the ring was like big screens. So that way you could see what was going on or whatever. So
and I'm sure there were other like big screens.
Oh, I mean, there were also screens that, like all around the stadium.
We couldn't really see,
We only saw like a little bit of that stuff in the feed. So there was that, and it seemed like the crowd was like mad hype on the whole thing.
Time.
So super hype on the crowd. So let's get into the 0 hour stuff, and then we're just gonna kind of power through this. Hopefully not go too off topic. We're gonna pretend that that's a goal that I can achieve. Right?
As if we wouldn't go off topic. So the very first match that we saw was in the pre-show, the 0 hour.
Yeah, 0 hour show.
And the first one was Big Show and a bunch of people versus Jeff Jarrett and a bunch of people. And I don't even know. We were like still kind of getting stuff set up.
I don't know what that was about. I like Big Show.
We don't really know what that was about. And
here's a Big Show.
We have to watch these on Bleacher Report, which means we have to like use our computer on the TV, and the computer, whenever you're using it, like periodically will pop up with like a notification to update the iTunes, and it did that just as this match was ending.
Yeah, it's
so
a
like
move
they
for
go
match.
and like crank back the guitar to smash into Jeff Jarrett, and then the pop-up comes up, and I missed that whole part
thing
no,
there.
Couldn't see any of it, so that was fun.
I was unvested in this particular fight because I don't remember what the build-up was, and I don't care what happens to Jeff Jarrett. But good for them. They got a 0 hour fight.
They got it
match.
in.
That was
Big
the
Show got in.
Get in your seat match.
Yeah, Big Show got in some stuff. So I'm happy because I do miss Dark and Dark Elevation. So it's nice to see him. Still doing some stuff. And then after that was a killer match. It was MJF and Adam Cole versus Aussie Open for the Ring of Honor tag titles, and Aussie Open were the champions. This was a fire match.
Really good match.
This was a match that was so good that I was like, why would you even put this in 0 hour? It was a fantastic match.
It was an ROH title
match
for the ROH tag team title belts. It was a super fun match, and they've been hyping it for a while.
We've been having Adam Cole thing,
like, for a while, right? We are hyped up on double clothesline. We're hyped up on kangaroo kick.
We're hyped up on Aussie Open.
They went to an Outback Steakhouse to understand their enemy better. They I don't know, whatever, did like a kiddie pool with an inflatable alligator or crocodile or whatever.
The build up to this match has been crazy.
It's been so ridiculous, but it was a fun match. And they're both four fantastic wrestlers.
Yeah.
Right.
Aussie Open did some really great heel work, like starting the match before MJF and Adam Cole could finish their little entrance thing, like all the way through. They were just doing classic heel moves, and you know what? These two teams, these four men, really have great ring chemistry. I would watch a series of these matches against them like several more times, and probably not even get tired of it.
I expect that we're probably going to get some more. I doubt this is going to be like a one and done, especially with getting them, even if it's 0 hour, like getting Aussie Open in the pay-per-view.
And I'd love to see Aussie Open against more like main AEW roster stars.
Like tag teams.
I don't necessarily want to call it a call-up, but I would totally be okay with them joining the main AEW roster.
Totally.
They're fantastic. Yeah. Like, I just think, like...
Maybe not a full call-up, but like a party line. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, like...
Where like more than one person in the house can pick up the phone. You know?
No, I mean, I don't really want to call it a call-up, because then that indicates that ROH is kind of like the NXT to
which
AEW,
it clearly isn't.
Which it's clearly not.
I think
right?
that we're past the idea that there's a door that at one point in time was forbidden and is no longer forbidden.
No, AEW, no way.
Now they've just deleted the door, and that's just an entrance into a new room in the house.
Tony Khan, he's just creating multiverses. So anyway, this was a fantastic match. What a kangaroo kick from MJF.
Oh my God, huge.
The double kangaroo kick.
Huge kangaroo kick.
I didn't even know that he had it in him. Yeah. It's amazing. Beautiful
finish to the match, and we now have new ROH Tag Team Champions.
Yeah.
Right? In the Adam Cole
Cole and MJF. Yeah,
which is awesome.
Yeah, so next we had Jack Perry and Hook for the FTW title.
Right, and is that the last match of the 0 hour?
Yes, that is the last match of the 0 hour.
And this is the last match of the 0 hour,
So Jack Perry is the FTW champion. Hook is a former FTW champion and actually was like directly under Taz earlier in AEW storylines. And Jack Perry was going to lay to rest the FTW championship. And this was just literally on this last collision. And Hook came out and was like, "I'll fight you instead." He like did some pull-ups on a street light and was like, "I'll hold my beer."
Or whatever, yeah. This, like, I'm not super hype on, Jungle Man Jack Perry.
I'm into it.
Being a heel Jack
Perry.
I don't know that he has the heel energy for me.
He's getting it. He's it.
But he's
basically
fresh to it, so
always been a face.
Yeah.
And
so he's like, he has to get his
kind of like get his sea legs on. Yeah. So, and I feel like healing around doesn't come to people naturally all the time, right?
Well, it's entirely like some people are like natural heels, and even when they're faces, they're like real healed up faces.
Like Steve Austin, for instance. He's a natural heel.
Yeah, The Miz.
The Miz, a natural heel.
Yeah.
I really like it. I think that Jack Perry's got like a good thing beginning here, and I think as it like evolves, it's gonna be a better he's gonna be a better heel. Because he's kind of got this almost like Hollywood-esque kind of thing about it that he's doing, where he's like, "I'm better than you."
Yeah.
That kind of thing. And I'm here for that. I think that especially works really well with Hook. I think that him and Hook work really well together. And you know what? I'm not like a huge Hook fan, and also I do not understand how he's hot. Jack Perry is the hotter one in this match. In fact, I feel like we have to start saying who the hotter person is. So like in the previous match with MJF and Adam Cole versus Aussie Open, MJF.
Dude, MJF, can we talk about
how
fucking shredded MJF has gotten?
He has
over
really
the last
gotten shredded.
Over the last, year, maybe?
Yeah.
Or like maybe a little bit more than that, but he has gotten so swole. Good for you, bro.
Yeah, good for him. He's also really upranked his wrestling game. Anyway,
yeah.
Hook is not the hot one, but you know what? He does a really good German suplex.
Yeah,
like he's a
good like technical wrestler. I think is the way that I would say it.
Yeah, I would say so.
He
did a good
wrestler.
Standard three bump German suplex, and he just had absolutely exquisite form.
Yeah.
Like perfect form in such a way that like we really haven't seen with a German suplex since like the late Chris Benoit. And in his prime, like this is a really good German suplex that he does. So Hook won, so he is now the FTW title, and I'm interested to see what they do with it. I'm assuming this means that they're not going to retire this title. But what does that mean for this title? That's kind of like not really a title, but is also a title. If they keep the title, I want them to do something.
Yeah,
about it.
because Jack Perry was gonna like retire it or whatever, and he had that whole like bloody thing on Collision.
It was fun. It was super fun.
Yeah,
I was,
so who knows
was so
what they're
here
gonna
for the
do? I
Collision.
mean, I think the whole retire was just like a bit.
Oh, it was definitely
just,
a bit
super, like, a
to
work
move
or whatever.
it, but like if you're gonna have a title like this, like do something with it.
Yeah, do something more with
something.
It, for sure.
Like I don't know what the FTW title. I mean, I know where it began and the idea behind the original of it, but I don't know where they're going with it.
Yeah,
and I would like to understand what
sometimes
the FTW title like means.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, totally. All right.
Yeah.
Next
so
match.
Next match is CM Punk versus Samoa Joe for the Real World Championship, and this is the first match of the official start of the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
So this is hour one, shall we say?
I you know what? I like Samoa Joe for sure more than CM Punk.
Yes.
But I also didn't. This is a did not care about this match. This is a popcorn grabber. Right, for me, this is like stocking up on snacks and getting back to your seat.
Yeah, after all the drama that's been happening about CM Punk for like the last year, I've really like fallen out of being like really hyped for his matches. Yeah, and I think Samoa Joe does a really good match even still, but I think that he's getting to the point where his matches are just like really kind of like cookie cutter. So this was
super formulaic, dude. Yeah, so, he's like hard, like mid-carding.
Yeah.
So fantastically. And I like Samoa Joe's energy for the most part, but like he needs a storyline that isn't I'm angry at this guy punches time.
Well,
you know what I mean? And I feel like the last like 5 stories he's been involved in is they've been like, we don't know what to do with this person, and he's like, I could be angry at him, sure. And so he's just like angry at a rando for what it to me always feels like the most random shit ever. He's just like, I remember that one time that you like talk some shit to me, and I'm like, everybody's talking shit to everybody. What are you even on about?
That's
dog?
how this works.
Like, it always feels like he's like it often feels, I should say, like they're putting him in the place of just like, we need somebody to challenge this other person.
Yeah.
And we don't got nobody right now on story, so Samoa Joe can just be angry at you.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like that's really what it is. Yeah, because Samoa Joe was like, I'm angry at you, CM Punk. We used to be friends, and then we weren't friends, and then we were kind of frenemies, but I'm angry at you now.
Yeah, and you're just like, whatever.
Yeah.
So I was real whatever about this match.
Yeah, so who's the hot one in this match? See, I think CM Punk is the hot one.
CM
like,
Punk's
he used to be way hotter.
Hot one.
He is, getting a little older now. And
I think Samoa Joe's the better wrestler in the match, though.
We're talking about hot quotient. Fair enough. So CM Punk won after biting Joe on the head and a go to sleep.
Yeah.
So he retains the Real World Championship.
Yeah.
So next we have this is a fantastic match, but I have issue with the way that they the way that they booked it, or maybe the way that they had everybody come out, because my note is saying that this is sloppy booking, because this is the Bullet Club, the Guns, and Takeshita versus Omega, Hangman, and Ibushi. So the hard part about it is the first group of people that come out.
This is just
it's like
a group of motherfuckers and a group of motherfuckers. This match felt
imbalanced.
It felt imbalanced, but like the whole thing, like this is one of the matches, and they're like, I feel like there's a couple of storylines at any given moment going through this where like it's just like this faction has beef with this faction because beef needs to be had right now.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And you're just like, whatever with it.
Yeah. And Don Callis was out there too, and he's part of the Takeshka angle with Omega. Don Callis
is like the
because
best
the whole idea behind
he's so
this,
hateable.
he is.
He's so hateable.
He's even more hateable than Paul Heyman when Paul Heyman is a heel.
Yeah.
Which is saying a lot.
That is true. That is true.
So, like, I mean, this is part of the Don Callis thing. He's, like, beefing with Omega because he wants Omega to be, like, I don't know, gone because they're not bros no more. So they, like, set this thing up. But the reason why I feel like this is kind of, like, sloppy booking is not because it's just like, these guys have to be in a match together because they are there and we need to pick teams basically, but because it was like, okay, well, like, why are the Guns there and who's part of this match? It felt like I like these people are coming out and I'm like, who's in this match? Who's fighting in this match?
I felt the build-up wasn't like super hype or whatever, and I mean, I think that this match definitely falls in the category of matches where I was just like, I mean, I know that you're trying to fill up this card, but like, do we need 47 matches in this pay-per-view? Does this pay-per-view need to be 2 Oppenheimers long?
Yeah,
no, it does not. Yeah, 2.5 ops?
No.
I do not believe it does.
Oh, man. So, now that said, this was a fantastic match.
It was a fun match.
There were tons of spots in this. Takeshka is so great. He's definitely my favorite of like all the dudes in here, and he's the hottest one too.
Oh, totally.
Especially his like bad guy thing with his like leather trench coat. I'm like, yes, anime villain.
He does look like an anime. He does bring anime villain energy.
So this was like a super high energy match
because he has Don Callis talking for him all the time. Yeah, totally. Yeah,
so this was like a super high energy match, and we had lots and lots of bits, and Takeshka got Kenny for a surprise pin. What a shock ending to that match.
Yeah, let me tell you, the end of that match was like, the match is going on, it's really good, the match was going on, it's really good, and then it's like, all of a sudden, you won, yay, cheering, and you're just like, what the heck?
That was so abrupt. And in the best way, because like Takeshka got that pin, and it happened so fast that I couldn't even really say, oh, he's gonna kick, like Kenny's gonna kick out, but like I thought to myself, Kenny's gonna kick out, but he didn't.
Yeah, well, and it felt like because of how like all of a sudden he's rolled up, right? It's like all of a sudden he's rolled up, boom, boom, boom. Title or pinfall, I mean, right, and you're just like, oh shit. I mean, like that felt like, you know, sometimes these 3 counts feel like 5, and this felt like a fucking 2.
This felt like
maybe
2
2.25.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like this was a very quick into the match.
So that was really unexpected and really cool.
I would like to say I'm interested to see where the story goes, but honestly, I don't know where the story was to begin with. So whatever, man.
So we'll see.
As long as we just get more Takeshka, I love him. He's such a good wrestler,
so great.
dude.
He's so great. Yeah.
So just
I
more
really
of him.
love
That's
him.
all that I'm hype on.
So next up, we've got the Bucks versus FTR for the AEW tag titles, and FTR are the current champions. And this was another solid match. Lots of near falls. Here are some really good spots. The Bucks and FTR, both separately and then also together, have this like really kind of nice synergistic way where they're like doing a bit on each other. So in the previous match, I said there was like lots of good spots. It was very much like, everybody's doing a thing, like chains almost. But the Bucks and FTR, they had like a humor to it almost. Like my favorite spot.
They're both really good tag teams that work well together, but they also work like with the other tag team well. So they're able to not just like hit dope spots, but they're able to effectively tell story whilst hitting dope spots. And that translates to a significantly more like entertaining match, regardless of the fact that I actually enjoyed the last match more than this match because I do not care what's happening with Young Bucks and FTR.
I really don't care either.
I don't care, and I don't get why everybody cares. I mean, I understand it's the like tag team championship thing, and so like that's why it's hype. But like, I don't know, man. I just like have not been into this story as of late.
You know, I have an issue with the Bucks writing themselves into every angle when there are plenty of other really, really good tag teams.
Yeah.
And it just feels very like Nepo Baby to me, the way that it happens.
It definitely feels like they're like, it almost feels like the story being told is like the story that I'm going to tell with my friends.
Yeah.
You know,
well, and
regardless of whether or not there's some sort of like homies.
I was actually surprised because FTR won this match, and I was legitimately surprised that the Bucks didn't take the title back.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's a thing that tends to happen often.
I think we still have something to do with the FTR
Yeah, I think we still have more that we can do with FTR.
I don't know if they'll keep it by like the next pay-per-view. By the end of the next pay-per-view, I doubt that they'll still be tag champs.
Yeah. So this was a good match. Lots of near falls happening here. That was fun.
Yeah.
But I just like did not care about the story going in, so I was primarily watching this.
Not at all. I don't care.
An interesting piece there is that it seems like the Bucks are probably going to delve a bit more heel because they didn't shake hands with FTR after the match.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So this match is the match of absolute chaos.
You mean the next match?
This next match is the match of absolute chaos. So this is Blackpool Combat Club, Santana and Ortiz versus Best Friends and Penta and Kingston in a 5-man stadium stampede match. So technically it says 5-man, but it's technically 10-man. Yes. Okay. So
it's 5 on each side.
Yeah, 5 on each side. Okay, yeah. So Blackpool.
Because this was the one where Eddie Kingston just like took a little nap?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God! You know what? Stand out for all the because this was like a this was amazing,
wild match.
Amazing. Yeah. Match. I was super into this. Definitely like. Too many people in the ring, but also
they very quickly got out of the ring.
Everybody was in the ring.
Elsewhere.
That bell rang, and everybody was just like, ah! Like just out immediately out, right? So like I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
But the like standout spots in this match for me were when Eddie Kingston just like ghosts. He's just like oh, we're fighting. Oh, I'm going over
backstage.
I'm going over the barrier. We're fighting in the crowd. Oh, I'm gonna go back here. We're fighting. Oh, I'm done. And the announcers are just like, where the fuck did Eddie Kingston go, guys? And then like what felt like 10 minutes later, I mean it wasn't, right? But what felt like 10 minutes later, he comes back out through the down the entrance ramp, and you're just like
a man on a mission.
Yeah, he's just like, I'm here to save the day. And
with
you're
like
did you just go to catering?
Yeah,
Did you just go take a little nap?
Yeah.
Right? He just went to the back
Wembley's
to like high five people. He got lost in the back. He was like, I was supposed to be out already. Where am I?
Yeah.
Somebody's like, you gotta go that way.
Mid-match
had to go to the bathroom or something. Yeah. So it was funny. I'm like, I don't know that that's like necessarily a story they were trying to tell, but it's funny that he just like ghosted for like a large portion of the match and then shows back up to like save the day with the chair or whatever. And then we also got just more. I love Orange Cassidy so much. Just more Orange Cassidy, and we got bloody what's his name's mom.
Yeah.
Coming back out in the van.
Yeah, we got Trent Beretta's mom, Sue. She drove up in a little Mercedes van, of course.
To just start shit.
And
it's the best.
She had baking sheets of cookies.
Yeah, There was cookies on it for them to like bake and sheet people with cookies.
Yeah,
so
that was really fun.
So adorable.
The spots that I really liked was, of course, the thing with Trent Beretta's mom.
Yeah, of course,
I did like the broken tape glass punch.
Yeah, when Orange is just like putting on the backwards tape and like breaks out like he has a sugar glass bottle and he breaks it and just immediately powders and he like gets his fist in there like
so
to do it
fun.
And then like doesn't get it and then finally gets his orange punch off with the glass fist.
Yeah. So
which was fantastic.
The best friends hug that turns into a beatdown on Wheeler Yuta. That was another fun spot.
Yeah, that was
because
fantastic.
Best Friends always has to do the hug, and Yuta used to to be in Best Friends.
Yeah, that was good.
So there's definitely a beef there. But you missed the thing that happened at the beginning that was kind of like the biggest, like,
Oh, yeah?
Skewers.
Oh, no, I did see that.
Skewers.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
To the head of Moxley.
Like a grip of bamboo skewers.
A handful.
To the head of Moxley. Well, he gets the, like, bop, bop. And then he gets them, and they back off, and the skewers are just like
in his head still.
Bloody narwhal horn sticking out of his head, right? And then he something happens, and they all like kind of fall off.
Not all of them, though.
But like 5 are left in there,
Ooh,
just flip-flopping around.
No, thank you.
Yeah,
no.
that guy, he's just here to beat himself up, man.
Yeah, there was lots of forks to be had too.
Yeah, a lot of forking, all that kind of stuff.
But this was
it was a fun match, dude.
So Orange Cassidy's duct tape broken glass hand actually turned into the orange punch that turned into the pin, so that he got the pin and they won the match.
Yeah. Oh, so and
that was
Orange
a really
Cassidy's
nice,
conversion after he gets whatever, like, power bombed or something like that into the glass that was on the ground, right? And then he got, like, there's a little bit of roughing around, and then he goes to pick him up again. And Orange Cassidy has the capacity to just perform a Black Widow maneuver, right, from the Marvel movies, where like a wrestler will pick him up and he's just like, sup, you're upside down on the ground now. He's just like flip-flopping around this dude swing dance style.
Yeah,
he's doing a Black Widow is the way that I always think about it. Is that Orange Cassidy's secret
hilarious.
Black Widow? Cast him in the next Marvel movie.
The Orange
Widow. So he's over here Orange Widowing about into that pile driver or whatever the heck.
Yeah.
And then gets that that glassy orange punch off.
Yeah.
Glornge punch, if you will.
And then at the very end, after the pin is got, we get Moxley and Kingston are like battered and beaten, basically.
Oh yeah, just like flipping each other off.
Flipping each other off.
Yeah, that was good.
Hilarious spot.
That was fun.
And really, like, the last taste you get of this match, which I think is actually like super nice, is best friends helping each other out of the ring.
Yeah.
That was really cool. I feel like you don't often anymore, anyway, in AEW get to see best friends take such a big like match, or even Orange Cassidy to get like so beat up. I feel like they're oftentimes in like fun kind of gimmicky quick matches. And this was really one of those like take it to the limit kind of matches. The build up for this has been
pretty crazy with like they destroyed Sue's van and like that big street fight out there, and they've been getting in these like big street fights, and like as much as like a 10 dudes in a ring tends to get like a little out of hand, I think that they've been managing them very well, especially with who they're fighting.
Yeah.
Because everybody is individually hyper capable.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, they
are. So every time you get a spot, it's good, and when everybody falls out and you just got these two being focused on, they're performing a high enough tier like set or bit that you're not like, what's Eddie Kingston doing over there in the corner? What is he, just sitting there looking into the distance or whatever? Because sometimes you get that where they like break up, and like everybody breaks up into their own little
and there's like
fights,
two
and there's just a dude in the
guys.
corner just like, and you're like, what is happening?
That's right really nice. That's one of the nice things about the Stadium Stampede kind of like anywhere style matches.
Yeah, because
is that you can just kind of like peace out and then like come back. But it also
roll
kind
over
of
the stage, take a nap for a few minutes.
It's really cool I think that they did a really good job with this match in the perspective of like a live audience member. Even though I wasn't there, I've been to wrestling matches where there are these kind of matches, and a lot of times they tend to be either your focus is entirely in the ring, which is fine, like there's nothing wrong with that, that's standard, or they take the action completely backstage, and then as the fan, the only thing that you can watch is the screen,
which is like not the same.
Which is just like not the same, and it's not nearly as fun. But I feel like they did a really good job with this match of kind of like splitting people up into different locations, but so that the fans could then try to watch whatever spot they wanted, and there was competing attention for it. So it felt to me like
good.
In person you would have a bunch of different things to choose to pay attention to.
Totally.
That the camera that we were watching as at home viewers really just showing us the highlights. Yeah. So I really liked that in this match too.
Yeah, it was a good match.
Yeah, so next up we have Shida, the women's champion, versus Paige, versus Toni Storm, versus Britt in a 4-way for the women's title. And what a match.
Good match.
Boy, first of all, we need to talk about how the crowd was absolutely alive for Paige, totally silent for Toni Storm, and then alive again for Britt Baker, and then mostly silent for Shida. It was wild.
Yeah. Definitely. I mean, I feel like this was definitely one of those, like, at the very beginning we knew the outcome of the match kind of matches.
Yeah.
Right? We called that early. It was a good match. In general, I'm not a big fan of the, like, you can lose your title because somebody else pins somebody else style matches, But at the same time, you know, I think they did more than a fantastic enough job. Everybody got to like exemplify their stuff. Paige looked really good. Paige, is that her name?
Yeah. Or, well, it's Soraya.
Soraya, sorry.
Now.
Yeah, Soraya looked...
Don't dead name her.
Yeah. Soraya looked really good in the match. She did a really good job. And the stuff between her and Toni Storm, the crumbling...
The Trouble in Paradise.
Yeah, friendship, Trouble in Paradise stuff was very well played. And it started early. So you saw it from the very beginning. You're just like, sus.
It started in the very beginning with fighting for the pins, and then it continued with them fighting amongst each other, and then Sheeta comes up and, like, in a cartoon, knocks them together, and then they both fall down.
I feel like, really, unfortunately, I think the person who was who got, like, the least amount of, like airtime, the person who got like the least amount of like bits in the match, who was like the least, like the most shadowed in the match, was Sheeta.
I would say that it's actually the same for Britt Baker. This match was really more about the dynamic between Toni Storm and Soraya.
Totally.
And that, you know, so that's, and Soraya like had her family there and they were involved in some of the bits.
Which was very fun. Oh, so fun that the family was involved in the bits. Yeah. I love it.
Love that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So it was a good match though.
It was a good match.
It was a good match though. And I'm glad that Soraya got it in you know, in her hometown or whatever.
Yeah. And I know that they've been trying to like ease her back into wrestling now that, you know, she's like cleared enough. Yeah. And they're trying to be really careful with that sort of thing. So I definitely respect them keeping her in it.
Whatever the hell that grip is. That
group the Outcasts. Yeah.
Oh, also, can we talk about bloody what's-her-name running out here and being like, no, and then immediately leaving?
And then she got hit in the face and she immediately left.
She was like, you know what, never mind.
I was like, that was weird.
That was weird energy.
But like the whole storyline between the Outcasts and the Trouble in Paradise in it was really like one of the best like turn on each other moments with that Trouble in Paradise that like I can remember in recent wrestling history.
That's fair. They did a good job.
It made that match for me.
It did.
It really did.
Totally. It honestly it outshone most of the match itself.
It did.
Which is really saying something.
Did. Yeah.
And hopefully this just means that we get more like beef between Sheeta and them or something to that extent. I really like her as a wrestler. So
yeah, and I think that she had kind of a lackluster title run, and I think a lot of that
she could have had a way better run.
She could have had a way better title run, and I feel like some of it is because they tried to like play off her. Basically, they tried to say like, well, she has the title now because like during the pandemic when she had the title, like there were no fans, so it felt like a pity move, and it just felt like weird booking.
Yeah, well, it wasn't booked well, and they always talked about it in this like, well, of course she has it now sort of a thing. I mean, I think that this gives a good opportunity for her to like kind of like start back from the bottom, maybe go through a character change. Maybe she can go like a little heel or something, or go like bonkers face or whatever.
Or like
Who
team
knows?
up with
or
somebody.
Team up. Something.
Or have another feud somewhere else that has nothing to do with the title. I think that might be a nice, refreshing
give her a little
thing.
break, refresh her character a little bit, and then go from there. But
totally.
Fun
So
match,
Soraya won, and you know Wembley just exploded. Hometown girl, getting her title, huge name. It was like super heartwarming.
Yeah.
It was really awesome. And then next we have the coffin match. We have Swerve and Christian versus Darby and Jack the Ripper, Joker, Sting.
Yeah.
The video package at the beginning of this, I was like, look, it's Jack the Ripper, and then he's also the Joker, but it's also Sting. Hilarious. I'm here for this, especially if it
I'm
furthers
here for weird
his...
Sting.
I want to see them further his character a little bit, because Sting's been literally the same character since the 90s. Yeah. And there's really nothing wrong with that, but like, you know, give me something new.
It looks like he's having a ton of fun with it.
Yeah.
And frankly, I like don't get the hype around Darby. And I truly don't. And like his character is kind of lame, dude. And like I feel like in this like Darby and his dad energy that's occurring with these two. I think that Sting is like definitely the more entertaining wrestler.
Yeah.
Right? Even though Darby's
he's doing
really good in the ring.
Bit of kooky stuff. Yeah, Sting's just being a bit kooky. I mean,
he's not taking it as seriously, and I think that it's beneficial.
I think so too.
I think that it's beneficial.
I think so too.
But as for the match was fantastic. Swerve is
so
good.
Such a good heel.
He is such a good heel, and he's such a good wrestler. And give him more. I mean, again, this is one of those ones where I feel like the outcome was obvious.
When he got to do the musical number at the beginning, that's his song.
Yeah.
That was really cool, too.
Yeah.
Love seeing that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But, this was a really good match. It had a bunch of fun spots. We had Luchasaurus come down. We had whoever that young kid is that Darby's aligned with right now.
Darby's son.
Darby's grandson. Sting's grandson.
Whatever this is.
Darby's younger stepbrother.
Yeah.
Come down. We'd had just as many spots on the coffin as we did in the coffin, and then there was that one spot where
Darby's just thrown into the coffin and just dints into it is so fucking brutal. Dude, he's just just dints that in, and you're girl, that looked rough.
The spot where Sting is in the coffin and Swerve goes to shut it, but the bat is the only thing keeping it out.
A lot of good spots. Very fun
there.
Match.
I did really love how Swerve is so Darby Allin won, Swerve got put into the coffin, and at the very end, Swerve is in the coffin, and Darby Allin does a coffin drop onto the coffin. Mm-hmm. So it's very meme adjacent, yo dude, I got you a coffin for your coffin with your coffin in the coffin.
Yeah.
So fun match.
It was a fun match. It was a fun match.
Really enjoyable.
Also, technically, Swerve's dreads were out of the coffin, so not all the way in the coffin. I say.
Shenanigans were had.
Cancel the match.
Shenanigans were had. Yeah. Now next up we've got another really, really solid match. This is Jericho with Sammy versus Will Ospreay with Don Callis. And
this was a pretty good match. I mean, we got Jericho got to do a sing song.
Yeah, Jericho got to do his music
with his band.
That was really fun.
Which was fun.
Love it. Love the audience singing along to it. A perfect idea for this particular match in general.
I feel like my quick takeaways from this match were that I feel like Sammy Guevara was bonkers underused.
Well, I liked that he was bonkers underused, actually. There wasn't a whole lot happening. What's his name?
Will Ospreay is a pretty good wrestler.
Wow, Will Ospreay is good.
Yeah, he's good, dude. I'm excited to see more come from him and of this.
Yeah.
For the most part, I'm kind of whatever about the setup. I feel like my issue with the story involved in this match is, in what world does it make sense for Sammy to still try and support Jericho? I know Jericho was oh, I'm on your side now. Ooh. But he also abandoned that boy in a public setting, and has just been a bit of a dick about the whole thing. Exactly.
So, I mean, I think that the setup for the match has been pretty good, but the whole Sammy sticking by Jericho thing,
I need more raison d'etre. Give Sammy more character development to make it be reasonable, or something, right? I feel we're either never gonna get a good explanation, and this was just mid-tier story booking, or Sammy's about ready to go through a heel turn or something, which I don't know that he has the capacity.
No, I think that we're trying to push him into face, which is why we're doing that, because they really want Sammy to be a face, and this is the thing that we mentioned earlier is just some people, they're kind of meant to be a heel or a face, and not that they can never change, but it's not the same, and they're typically better as one than the other. So some people are very much that way. I think the problem is that Sammy is trying to, for a lack of better words, stay current Sammy, but with face energy, and that's just intrinsically not gonna work. Well, it would be if the Butcher was doing the exact same shit the Butcher is currently doing, but it's just I'm wearing a bright colored uniform and I'm a good guy now, and you're yeah, because your name is Butcher and you're still threatening. So
I don't believe, right?
Yeah,
like,
so, I mean, I'd really like to see some sort of character evolution for Sammy. It's interesting that he is sort of really, like, hated by the fans, and I really think that it has to do with him asking his ex to marry him in the ring, and now all of a sudden him and Tay Conti are engaged.
Well, married and have a kid.
Married and have a baby. I think that there's kind of, like, a weird subconscious thing happening there.
Oh, maybe.
Because I feel like his
that.
personality has not changed.
I think he's just like I didn't even think about that. I always look at it as just like he's very youthful and he really doesn't have a character. I mean, I know it looks like he has a character, but he doesn't have a character. And so he just sort of like puppy dogs around whoever is like the mouthpiece near him or the like boss man near him.
Yeah.
And he needs to like do something new.
I miss
and maybe like go out on his own, like maybe smack Jericho in the mouth and then just like go off on your own and just like forge your own path, whether it's face or heel, who cares, but like go through character development, change stuff, make mistakes. Like that's fine to like come out with a new energy and everybody's like, nah. Like, that's gangster. But, like, I feel like he's like, a little too apron stringsy about the way that he's doing his character stuff. And to me, that's the reason why I'm not into his character. Like, as much as I like Sammy Guevara, and I think he's a fantastic wrestler, I think he's still young and, like, he's not doing, like, fun risk-takey character stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like, I like you in the ring, but like as soon as you pick up the mic, I'm just like, oh, this guy. So like, you know, to me, that's what the issue is with Sammy.
Yeah, I miss the Sammy who was doing the picture-in-picture, like, signs.
Yeah, like, that was promos. Fun.
That was really fun. Yeah. And I definitely miss that. I miss that Sammy.
That kind of energy.
Anyway, back to this match. So this was a really good match.
Yeah.
Jericho still's got it.
Yeah.
You know, he's getting older now, so I think he just needs, like, more time to recharge within matches. And for the love of all that's holy, don't let him do the Painmaker. It's too corny. It's too corny.
I don't even care. It's so dumb.
For the millennium that we are in.
It's so dumb, and I love that he's just like a weird...
Too much. Yeah.
He's just like a weird spiky Jackie clown man.
So this match had like a ton of near falls in it.
Yeah.
This was like one of those matches where it was like near fall after near fall after near fall, and that was really tension building.
Yeah.
For it. So I really like that part of this match. Will Ospreay is definitely got a great future in wrestling for him. He's got a good character. He's got like a good energy about him. And they showed like a little video package at the beginning of this match that was Will Ospreay's match the previous night. So he like wrestled literally the night before, and it was like a masked man jumps into the ring to harass him and beat him up, and it's Jericho. So look at Tony Khan making multiverses in different wrestling promotions.
It was a good match.
Love that. And Will Ospreay won. So that was really nice. I thought that was a good solid match, nice performance from everybody, good storytelling in that match too, especially for kind of like a one-off kind of deal. So next is the trios title match, and that was House of Black, aka House of White, versus the Acclaimed and badass Billy Gunn.
Yeah, this was like not only a fantastic match. These are all like A+ wrestlers.
I really love both trios teams.
House of Black coming out in white was as white demons or whatever that was.
Very cool.
Very cool. Very into it. Bloody what's her name's outfit was fire.
Or not tribute to Brody, tribute to Bray.
Yeah,
of course,
a little
always
tribute to Bray.
Brody, but
with the lamp. Which was awesome. Good outfits. Love their outfits.
Very gimmick, fun. Nice way to change it up.
And then the Acclaim came out. Obviously, what is that? Anthony Bowens who's doing the rapping?
That's no.
What's his name? Man, I'm so bad with names.
How dare you put me on the spot?
Whatever. The rap was amazing.
The rap was really good. He was just like, I'm going to fit as many UK references as I can. We got them all. You got them all.
Well, he always tries to localize the rap as best as he can.
It's perfect.
So, so that was fantastic. And then the match started without a scissoring, which was crazy.
Yeah, but also he's not Scissor Me Daddy.
Yeah. So, like, it's reasonable. Very fun match. a lot of really good spots, like a bonkers amount of really good spots.
These are two really good teams that know each other really well. They work together well. Yeah. Julia Hart's work in this match was also fantastic.
Yes. Yeah.
Love what they're doing with her. Love what she's doing with her.
Yeah.
I'd love to see more of that. I'd love to see House of Black expand further.
Yeah.
And then of course the Acclaimed won here, and
they ended with the biggest scissor me daddy ass or whatever the fuck at the end.
Before that though was a really nice part of this match, which I really thought was probably like one of the best parts of the match, is they get the pin and the ref hands them their titles and they're doing the thing, and House of Black gets up and they pull the titles out of their hands. And there's this like tense standoff in between the two teams with House of Black holding the titles that they need to relinquish. Yeah. And you're like, oh my gosh, are they going to fight more? What's going on? Is somebody going to run down? What's happening?
Okay, so where did we leave off there?
The Acclaimed.
The Acclaimed.
So
it was a great match.
Yeah. So the my favorite part is where they have this tense standoff with the belts, and the House of Black snatches him away from the Acclaimed, and there's like this tense, are they gonna beat each other up? Is somebody gonna run down? What's going on?
Yeah.
And then House of Black like almost begrudgingly gives them the titles, like you did good, kid, kind of thing, and then leaves. So that was like a really nice part of the match. And then of course we get actually the best part of the match, the scissor.
Yeah. Well, and then like after we get
scissor,
the big scissor, then they're going around to all the people in the crowd.
Yeah.
Giving it all that.
In this match, though, I felt like you could tell that the crowd needed like a break.
Yeah.
Because we had just had like
there were what, like including pre-show 12 matches
total.
Or including
so during this match you could, and even the previous match a little bit with the not the previous match, that was Jericho. Like you could tell that the fans were starting to get tired because we have had like 11 other matches, so there's a bit of fatigue during this match that you kind of could pick up on. And then we have the last match of the night,
final match of the night,
MJF versus Adam Cole for the AEW title. What a match.
Yeah.
What a match.
Good spots. They're both fantastic wrestlers. They both work with each other fantastically. The drama.
Yeah.
Right? The raw drama of it all.
Yeah. The emotions behind it. Double clothesline to a double pin. That turns into a draw.
Yeah.
After seeing MJF
for 10 more minutes.
Not be able to do a pile driver on his friend.
Yeah.
But of course, Adam Cole pile drives him, and then MJF says we're going until there's a winner in Wembley. Huge pop from the crowd here. This was a hype match.
Yeah. I would almost say the stuff after the bell was the best part of the match. So MJF won the match, which I pretty much expected.
Yeah, I did expect that as well.
For MJF to win the match. So MJF wins the match, and Adam Cole is like sitting in the corner, like crying, upset or whatever. And MJF, instead of like picking up his title, like goes and gets the ROH titles that they just won earlier that day. And he goes and presents it, and Cole like throws it out of the ring, and it's just like nothing matters. He's having a motion about it.
Yeah.
And MJF just fucking throws his title, the AEW title, down at Cole's feet, and stands there with his back turned, like, do it. Make it happen, bro.
Well, before he does that, he's like, oh, what? So it was all about this? All of this was a lie? We weren't really
you weren't really friends?
You were never really my friend?
Yeah.
Ooh, man. MJF going for the daytime Emmy here.
Yeah, absolutely
and
fantastic.
He just stands there and he's waiting.
The whole match, we've got Adam Cole's little broke-neck friend,
Roderick Strong, coming down,
just a
interfering in the match.
POS, dog.
Yeah, and, Roderick Strong comes down at that point, so Adam Cole is trying to basically make the choice.
I thought Cole was going to belt Strong.
Yeah,
honestly.
I thought so,
I thought he was going to run over there and give him the belt.
Yeah.
But that's all right.
And then we got the hug. They hugged it out.
So it all worked out in the end.
Ooh,
but
boy.
But, ooh, man, more drama. I mean, honestly, like, far and away, the most interesting story AEW is presenting right now today is this tale between Cole and MJF.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's so interesting.
A tale of friendship.
They have such fantastic chemistry.
They absolutely do.
And
against each other, with each other.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to see where they take this. It was so good.
Yeah, it was so good.
It was
my goodness.
good.
What a match.
It was so good.
What a match. And I definitely want
Yeah. And overall, I think that this was an amazing pay-per-view.
Yeah.
It was a very long pay-per-view. There
Which
were
I think is a bit of a
really
hit.
any breaks.
Yeah.
In the content. I feel like we kind of need like a pee break match, so to speak. Like, help us out, man.
Yeah.
You can't just go 5 hours, no breaks. Don't make me choose what I have to miss out on. Like, make it, give me something.
Give
me an intermission, Tony Khan.
Give us a
Give me an intermission.
Jericho's getting 3 songs in the set. Give us a video package pre-recorded that's got a shenan or some
or
shit.
Something. Do something.
That's
Give me a bit of an intermission.
Yeah.
But and this, I can't think of a pay-per-view from AEW that I've seen that was overall better booked than this one.
I mean, this was a great match, and we know, like, if you're on the inside track, like, if you watch all the behind the scenes drama which we do. Shout out to Wrestle Talk. You guys are the best.
Yeah, Wrestle Talk for life.
I know Tony Khan had a bunch of drama going into getting this set up and like last minute booking changes and all this kind of stuff, and like I understand that, and I think that in general the booking for this whole pay-per-view was fantastic. However, I think that this pay-per-view could have easily been 4 matches less. Yeah. And I think it would have been a better pay-per-view.
Yeah,
like I want to say that this is like an 8 out of 10 pay-per-view.
Yeah, there was a total of 12 matches.
But most of that is because there was just too much.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And I definitely felt my attention waning during certain matches as well, which was fine because there were some matches that I didn't care as much about. But I think overall the best matches in this pay-per-view had to do with friendship. Like, really, to me, All In was a tale of friendships.
Yeah.
We're only going to talk about the ones that fit this narrative, right? But like MJF and Adam Cole versus Aussie Open, that's very obviously a tale of friendship.
Sure.
That's them becoming friends, sort of letting that
working
flourish.
Together and all that kind of stuff.
We see CM Punk versus Samoa Joe.
Yeah,
they weren't friends, and then they were friends, and now they're not friends, and they're beating each other up. Another tale of friendship.
Yeah.
We see Bullet Club, the Guns, Takeshita, Omega, Hangman, Ibushi, Don Callis. Like, that's another tale of friendship, because that one really is telling the story about Omega and Don Callis having their falling out there. And then we've got Blackpool Combat Club, Santana, Ortiz, Best Friends, Penta, Kingston. Like, that's another tale of friendship. 2 separate sets of friendship. Well, really more than that, because it's Kingston and how he is anti-friends with Jon Moxley, but also how he's good friends with Penta, and also, the whole thing there with Rey Fenix not being able to be there, and Best Friends and Yuta. So that match was a whole tale of a whole web of friendships. And then we've got the women's 4-way, the friendship between Saraya and Storm. Like, that was a huge tale of friendships. We've got
the Jericho and Sammy thing,
Jericho
which is
and Sammy one.
Jericho and Sammy and Jericho and Don Callis.
Yeah, like, so we've got like a little triangle there
going on there.
We've got
and then of course the MJF, like the final MJF one.
And we also have House of Black and the Acclaimed, because
they've
this
been having
one
some beef.
Is not just the beef between the Acclaimed and House of Black, but how House of Black basically broke daddy ass for them. So that's them trying to reclaim that. So this is the best matches on this card, I felt, really had to do with friendship.
Sure.
And the way that kind of
evolving relationships, and like where your friendships do and don't go, and like how they break down. I mean, like, I think it was a fantastic pay-per-view.
Yeah.
100% worth it. One of the better pay-per-views that AEW's done.
Yeah.
Too long. Too many fucking matches.
Too long.
Too many matches.
Long. Yeah.
And as such, it made the timing of it made the whole thing's sort of like rhythm.
It felt
feel
long.
rushed, and it felt long, and it felt like, I mean, it felt like we sat down and started watching the pay-per-view, like pre-show 0 hour stuff, and then like the end of the day the show's over. I felt
like the whole day.
It felt like we were there all fucking day watching it.
Yeah.
And it just like kept going, but it was also like there was no like ebb and flow to it. It was just like hype, story.
Yeah, it
like,
was
like they
all
built
bass
up,
drop.
Like they built up so much shit going into it that it kind of made it like a very bloated pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so like I wanna like the pay-per-view more than it was, but like if it weren't a live event, I would say that this movie requires some editing. Some shit needs to go on the cutting room floor. It's just like a little too heavy-handed.
Well, and this is actually,
it's a little too
I think,
full.
a pretty common thing to say about AEW pay-per-views is there's just like a lot.
Yeah.
They're long, and not just
There's
like
just
the
so
time
much
frame,
stuff.
but there's just so much stuff.
Yeah.
And because they don't have, like in WWE premium live events, it's like the women's match is usually your pee break match or whatever, like you kind of know. Right?
They either have some like mid-card ass match that like you don't care about, or like a call-up match, or not developed at all women's match where you're just like who are these people?
Completely unnecessarily long like video package, but we didn't have that, so I was having to choose like, okay, it's been like 5 hours and I need some food.
Yeah.
In my own house. What can I...
Like, when can you walk away?
When can I walk away?
Totally.
When can I go to the bathroom? When can I let the dogs outside? So I think that this is kind of a problem with all AEW pay-per-views, is that they're just too good. They're just too stacked. And for too long,
they're too
that
full.
it makes it, like, difficult. I would rather have a slightly shorter pay-per-view or have, like, legitimately just, like, an intermission.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? Bring back the intermission in a movie.
Yeah. Have a band do a thing. Have a whatever. Have an interview.
We totally forgot to mention MJF's entrance. Hilarious.
Oh, yeah, MJF's
Loved
entrance
it.
was
very
amazing.
Reminiscent of Triple H.
Yeah.
Picking that up, loving that.
Dug it.
Overall, I mean, I would say that this is like a pretty 9 out of 10 pay-per-view.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure what they could do to make it better, except for give me a break.
Yeah, literally the only way you can make it better is cut.
Yeah, give me a break so that I can, like, refresh.
Well, I think it's not just give me a break, but like just physically have less shit going on.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I know that's sort of like an insane thing to ask for, but like I feel like some of these stories could have gotten the story beat that we achieved during this pay-per-view like next Wednesday, dog. Like, it didn't all need to happen right now. But it was a fantastic pay-per-view.
Absolutely.
Best match before we go. Best match of the pay-per-view.
Oh, absolutely, MJF, Adam Cole.
The final.
Yeah,
match.
absolutely. Yeah. Not even a doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah, not even a hesitation. And that's too bad because there was a lot of really good matches.
You know what? I like the MJF Adam Cole match. I actually think the MJF Adam Cole versus Aussie Open was a better match.
Yeah, that was
and it's just because
that was a good match.
It's just because that match had a lot more energy in it.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And even though it had less of the like heavy hand of the story, the parts of the story that you did see were fantastic.
Yeah.
You had a lot of very bonkers moves. They all had such great ring chemistry and such.
Yeah.
So
it was an electric match.
It really was. So that was definitely my favorite match. But it sounds like MJF and Adam Cole definitely won this pay-per-view.
Yeah, they stole this pay-per-view for sure.
Go them.
Yeah.
But yeah, what a fun event. Can't wait for the next one, and we'll see what happens next week on
the shows.
Yeah, all 27 of the wrestlers.
4 AEW shows.
Yeah. So, yeah, either way, I have been John Norgrove. This has been Wife. This has been a review drive of sorts about AEW's All-In 2023 pay-per-view event in London, England at Wembley Stadium. It's so many things you have to remember to say all of that.
It sure is.
But it was a heck of a pay-per-view, and totally worth it. So, yeah, what did you think? What was your favorite match?
Let us know if you want to do more wrestling content.
We could always do more wrestling content, yeah. But yeah, this was a ton of fun. So I can't wait for the next one. Oh yeah, don't forget to like this video, comment below, share, subscribe, check out the other stuff that we do. Go support us over on Patreon. Our patrons are awesome, so shout out to them. And we will catch you guys on the flip side.
Stay frosty, folks.
Stay frosty, yeah. Yeah, kick the tires and light the fires, I guess. All right? We just watched a thing about that.
We sure did, yeah.
Yeah. So, where does that come from? Comment below.